Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
All right, here we go. Everybody calm down. James checked in from Waukegan and said he's having a panic attack because the way the show started about 7 minutes ago, which really didn't start properly. We had a little technical issue in here. And so James, Waukegan, everybody in Waukegan, settle down. Don't run for the pills yet. It's all good. Everybody just go, shh, it's okay. Now we're going to start the show right now. It's all good. Waukegan, you ready for this? Okay, it's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy, let's go. We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy, let's go. Welcome to the morning show.
Listen, we love everybody here. Let's go at the beginning of the show. And just one little hiccup sends ripples through a 100-mile radius of the John Hancock building where we broadcast from, the Hancock Tower. And listen, thank God, because if no one cared about that opening having a tech issue, then we'd really have a problem.
Absolutely. It's the double-edged sword that is this job. People really care about what you do, which is flattering, but it is nerve-wracking.
Who knew?
I like that people care. It's better than the radio stations where no one cares.
I don't want panic attacks in Waukegan.
Name all of them. Name all the radio stations that nobody cares.
I got a few. There you go. You go left the dial a little bit. It's like cobwebs on those transmitters.
Well, we start with the lowest dial setting, which I think is 87.9. I believe it starts there.
Yes.
But some newer cars don't have that.
They don't have radios, or they don't have.
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do they not have?
The
Cobwebs?
Older, they have cobwebs. That's right.
They don't have cobwebs. They're new.
You go to reach for your dial and a tarantula bites you. And by the way, you can also listen on your smart speaker, on the app in your car. You plug your phone in that little thingy there, and you can listen on the app.
That golden thing.
A lot of ways you can listen. Welcome, and here we go. Let's go. It's 6:13. We have that Lincoln Park keyword coming up for you in just about 2 minutes for a chance to go see Lincoln Park in London. Also, huge day if you love The Offspring and fun, because that show is fun, and The Offspring is amazing. So, 8 o'clock. We have our regular tickets we'll be doing all week, and then Ticket Blitz Thursday will start at 8:20 and 9, 2 more chances for the Offspring tickets. But before we move forward, at the end of the show yesterday, way back at the end of yesterday's show, and we thank you for being there at the beginning and the end, Kenzie brought up she was going out to have a date night with her husband, which is always something you need to do, especially when you have kids, a busy work schedule, all those kinds of things. Mm-hmm. And it's great. It's nice she did that. Went to go see Purple Rain in IMAX yesterday.
Oh, it still slaps. So good.
It's got to be close to 40 years old now, that movie.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think it
came out in the 80s, right?
I think it was 85.
I believe it was 84. I think we passed the anniversary of it last year.
Oh.
It came out in July. I know that.
Remember the month, but not the year.
I know.
That's very funny for some reason.
I don't know why. I just know it was a summer movie. July 27th, 1984. So it's been a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
We missed that anniversary last year.
Because kids, you've probably never seen it, I'm sure.
I know nothing about Prince.
Oh my God.
Well,
He's my favorite artist of all time.
Is that right? Is he your number one?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I lived in Minneapolis for a super long time, so this kind of happens when you live there.
Yeah, and I will say, and this isn't a you thing, but when you talk to somebody from Minneapolis and bring up Prince, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
They all know all the family members. They know the plane situation. They know everything.
What's funny is that I always thought, and it bums me out, that I would bump into Prince, because Prince was known for very, I swear to God, no, but just listen, Prince would very casually be out and about in Minneapolis. Like, people would see him at the grocery store. It's one of the reasons he liked to live there, because everyone's like they left him alone. You know what I mean? Like, nobody would be like, oh my God, can I get a picture, like, at Whole Foods? They wouldn't do that to him.
I would.
So, well, and you weren't living there. Everybody knew to respect him.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
He just had that. So, the longest wife he had was Maite. And for some reason, probably because it's a very white area, I don't know, people always thought that I looked like her. I had a lot of people come up to me and go, are you Maite? Are you Maite? And I'm like, I'm not. God, I wish, but no, I'm not. And I'm like, if I ever meet him, we will for sure date for like 2 weeks, because he doesn't like stay with people very long, and I was aware of that. But I was always waiting on my 2-week fling with Prince, and it never happened. And to this day, it does break my heart. but
That's
it's
a
okay.
shame.
I know.
You sounded really sympathetic about it.
Did you have a fling with Mai Tai?
Mai Tai? No,
Mai
I
Tai?
did
No,
not.
that's too bad too. So, Kenzie had a great night, I assume. But the thing
Yes.
that me and Case were worried about was she said the start time of the movie was 9:45 last night.
God.
Yes.
I got to believe there were earlier showings, but to quote from the Kenzie quote book, we have babysitters that can't handle the babies when they're awake, only when they're asleep.
Yes, we have nighttime babysitters.
If they wake up when you're gone, God knows what happens with the nighttime
They're supposed to
babysitters.
text us.
Get home now.
If anything happens, use it as a text. You don't even go up there. Don't go look at them. They're more like an alarm system. We're paying to sit there.
Some concierge runs in the middle of the theater. Is there a Kenzie and Roman here? You have to go home now. The baby woke up. So
I'd be on it.
I'm guessing after the movie, it's almost a 2-hour runtime, 11:45, and I'm not sure the theater proximity to your home, but you probably wanted some food. I'm guessing you didn't crash till, I'm going to say 12:50 is the over-under.
It was very close. Case, do you have a guess?
I know you. I don't think you were asleep until 2:30, and then you woke up at 3 in the morning to come here.
Hold on. I want to change my answer
Why?
because I realized it was Purple Rain, so yeah, I don't want to get too,
I what?
you had to have relations after Purple Rain.
Had to.
No, but
No one in the history of the earth has never had relations after watching Purple Rain.
well, it makes sense because Case hasn't seen it.
It's true. Oh, wow. Yikes.
I went to bed at 1:30. So
Oh.
not too bad.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Well, you get up then at 3, so
Yeah.
good 90-minute nap you got.
I'm a little sleepy.
Was
God,
it?
it's a good movie.
It's good, but it's also on during the day.
What? No, it wasn't.
Was that the earliest showing on IMAX, 9:45?
No, there was a 7, but I would never been able to do that because of the whole babysitter thing.
The whole awake babysitter, night
It was the
babysitter.
earliest. It was the earliest showing when my kids would be in bed.
Yeah,
In fairness,
got it. How do you feel? You look good.
I feel good. You know what came across my mind last night as we bought tickets is that it would have been more affordable for me to see Nirvana like 20 years ago.
Oh, with the Kurt Cobain audio where he gets upset
Yes.
about the ticket prices?
Yeah, and then it was for me to see Purple Rain, like a 40-year-old movie that I've seen before in theaters.
So I'm guessing with IMAX, they might have been, let me take a guess, $25 a ticket?
About that. Maybe
Yeah.
like 24 or something or whatever. But yeah, it was like $50 for us to go in. That's crazy.
And then I saw a big tub of popcorn as big as you.
Yes.
What was that, 15 again, maybe? Another
So here's the deal. My husband knows me and he goes, I'm assuming you would like a treat. And I go, I would love a treat. I'm so excited. And I never get to go out and do stuff. I was so pumped. It was a date night. And we walk up and I'm like, I'm just going to get popcorn and a soda. And like the small ones, like, you know, and he goes, just get the stupid value number 1. And I'm like, well, no, I'll just he goes, it's probably a better deal. It was a candy of your choosing, a large popcorn, and a large soda. It was $27.
So now you're at what, 76, $77?
At the movie theater.
Did he get anything to eat?
Well, we shared. He was able to have some of the popcorn. Good Lord.
Okay, $77, 90 minutes of sleep, 40-year-old movie. Looking good. Looking good.
Now, it's time to go big in England with a chance to see Linkin Park and Spirit Box at Wembley Stadium in London.
This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd.
Standard text and data rates apply. Please don't text and drive.
Q101.
Well, Linkin Park and London will be outstanding at Wembley Stadium, and you could be there for free. You get a trip or 2, round-trip air, 3-night hotel stay, $500 in spending cash, 2 premium tickets for Linkin Park and the band Spirit Box is opening. You'll meet Spirit Box on this trip. So all you got to do is text the national keyword ROSE, R-O-S-E, to 95819. Different text number than usual. It's our contest text line. So 95819. Text Rose. Now, Case, this isn't to Luke Bryan or anything, is it? Are you
This
sure?
is not to Luke Bryan. This is not to Morgan Wallen. This is not to Lady Antebellum. This is to our friends Linkin Park and Spirit Box.
I would die if this was to Jelly Roll by mistake.
Oh my God. Nothing would make me happier.
I love our listeners. I would never do that to them.
So text ROSE, ROSE, to 95819 right now for your chance to win. The word's good for a little while, so if you're in the middle of something, you go, I can't text in right now. You've got minutes to do that, to pull over. Be safe when you text in. And you can text once each day. We give you a new keyword every morning around this time. Coming up, a fact that makes your brain go after M.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie, Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. And this one is kind of sad and scary. They are ruining one of America's finest institutions with an update. And I will say this, that everybody listening, when you think of an institution, you might go, well, it doesn't affect me. No, this one affects you. It's something everybody listening, every single person has been a part of, has used this institution, has been a lot of joy. Incredible amounts of joy and bonding has happened with this, and now it's going to lead to possibly death and despair. And I'm not overextending here when I say something like that. So, Kenzie, what would you think of a blanket statement on one of America's finest institutions is being ruined by a change in the way they do things?
I am going to assume there's some type of devastating update to laser tag.
Wow. Interesting.
Maybe because of the guns. They're like, COVID, we found out where it came from. It was the guns and laser tag.
Wow. I guess laser tag probably closed down during COVID. I just like bars, restaurants.
They came for laser tag too.
They probably did. Listen, I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty good at laser. I haven't played in a while
I have to be
now.
honest, of all the things that closed, I can see why that one should have maybe during COVID. Kind of a super spreader event. We have a lot of them running around, but I love it. I would say that's totally an American institution.
What do you think, Case? An American institution, they're changing it and ruining it.
Am I going to have to buy a subscription service to walk on the sidewalk now?
Wow.
Is that where we're at? Is $7.99 a month going to come out of my Capital One account because I choose to walk on the sidewalk?
Walking on the sidewalk. That is going to be something you need to think about during Lincoln Park. We're going to play here as we just gave you that key word. But we'll give you the answer after Lincoln Park in 3 minutes. They're ruining one of America's finest institutions. And we'll tell you what that is. You can guess at 312-591-8300.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And today's fact that makes your brain go is something an American institution is being destroyed. And it's something that affects everybody. Sometimes you think of an institution, well, maybe it doesn't affect me. Nope, this one affects everybody listening. Being destroyed with a new thing, an update, if you will. And Kenzie thought it might be laser tag, an American institution changing something with the guns, possibly. Case thinks it's walking on the sidewalk will now be a subscription service.
And I do apologize. The people on the text line are like, don't give them any ideas. I'm sure there's some private equity firm that just heard that and went, we never even thought about the sidewalk.
Hey, are you crazy? That would never happen. They would just put it in your taxes. Stop it.
I'm sure it's already there.
Right. We've already been paying for this for 10 years.
Before we get to the fact, and we'll tell you what it is, what they're ruining, let's just think about that for a second. Can you imagine if there's a tier system for walking on the sidewalk? For example, if you walk longer than a half hour, it's going to be $7.99 a month. But if you only use the sidewalk 3 days a week, you can get a free week each month if you just pre-order for the whole year, $3.99 a month.
This is probably brought to you by the automotive industry. They want to get you in the car instead of on your feet.
Well,
ask questions, follow the money.
There's a lot to go unpack here for another day on the show, because the fact is that the American institution being ruined involves the game of Monopoly.
Oh, boy.
And the headline is this. And we talked about 14% of family members cheat at Monopoly in family gatherings, and we'll look forward to doing that at Easter. New Monopoly. So new Monopoly will eliminate cash and use a smartphone app. No banker. The app does everything. And everybody is, well, I should say the internet is very angry about this. So the new version is being released, and they're saying, of course, solving a problem no one asked for, that there won't be any math needed. So basically this app will help do all the calculations while you play Monopoly with the family. You don't need to trust someone with a banker. It's one of the most fun things in Monopoly. You sit down with like 4 people. Who's going to be the banker? Who do you trust? Boy, that sends your mind swirling with who you're going to trust. And also, the person that wants to be the banker usually is untrustworthy. And that's a very fun part of the game.
Getting lied to?
And stealing the money if you're the banker. You know?
I see, if I the thing is, I don't think this update should happen because it is fun to count the money and do that. However, whenever I was forced to be the banker, I would have so much preferred to use an app. I couldn't even focus on what I was doing because like counting everyone's money when they're laying down houses and hotels and keeping track of that, like I feel like I couldn't even roll the dice and play. I'm like, oh my God, this is a full-time job. I can't do this.
Kenzie, blink your eyes if you're okay. Who was forcing you to be the banker?
It was so stressful. I was not okay. It was like it felt like the humiliation rituals what it felt like. I'm like, I can't count like this in front of everybody.
It was hazing.
Yeah.
It wasn't right, man.
So a smartphone or tablet will take over the banker role through Monopoly's app Banking, which keeps track of each player's money and properties. The game is expected to release this by August for $24.99 through the mobile app that will accompany. The app is going to be free, but the game will be $24.99.
Did you see this in there, Brian, that instead of places like Park Place and the Boardwalk in Monopoly, for this new version of Monopoly that has the app and you're not going to do math or anything, the most valuable properties on the board will be a rocket launch pad and the moon. Other properties will include a chocolate factory, a VR roller coaster, and a dinosaur park.
Okay, before everybody gets mad,
I'm
there's
already mad.
Okay, there's already, what'd I say? But there's already 18,000 versions of Monopoly. So to be like, no, Park Place is now going to be that. Yeah, but you can buy all the different sports versions. We have Cubs Monopoly. You can buy all this crap. It doesn't matter. There's already like, there's Disney Monopoly and Cubs Monopoly and like, Universal Monopoly and Marvel Monopoly. It's already happened.
I didn't know that, by the way. I didn't know there were that many different versions of Monopoly.
Oh my God. Everything you could ever think of, they've made a Monopoly version of it.
Is there a Pornhub Monopoly?
Why would there be that? Why is that your first thought?
That was my first thought. I'm not
you
saying.
could take your Playboys and just cut out images and put them over top of everything.
Well, now we're really brainstorming here. Now we're finally getting
That's
somewhere.
American
Like a
innovation.
pop-up Monopoly, like when you undo the board,
Yep,
it jumps out at you.
Go on, Queen. Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
no,
going.
I think you could really, like, what would be, like, get out of jail, like you're, like, locked in the grotto and you have nurse or something.
Okay, I've got a project for after the show today.
Yeah.
Let's hold off on
Some
that.
arts and crafts.
Yeah. But I mean, one of the biggest problems, I guess, in America, and maybe our teachers can jump in on that, is the education system. Monopoly was created so you actually do math. So you actually have to think on your feet while you're getting properties. Which one's more valuable? Should I do this? Do I have enough money to buy this? Can I give this one up? Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. All those things. So you're taking that out. One more way to take some sort of education out of the fun part of life. And boy, are we going to have some really, really dumb people in a couple of years from playing this game. That's all I'm saying.
I'll tell you what, Monopoly actually mirrored some truths of the real world because my brother was a buyer. He'll buy, like, and I'm like, you have no money, you have $1 left. Well, we're going to buy with it. Like, that was and later in life, he had a similar behavior and it didn't map out for him. Like, Monopoly shows you some character traits sometimes.
Oh, it's probably the best board game that starts debate, argument, accusations, trust loss,
Family ending.
everything. And that's what life's about. It teaches you about life and who you really can trust, which is really almost no one.
I mean, I become a bad person when I play Monopoly. I become this just staunch capitalist that will buy you out and spit you out, and I will end up winning or I will end up dying is the way that I look at Monopoly.
Have you ever flipped the board in disgust and walked away?
Many times. Many times.
My brother did that, and I swear to God, we got in a fist fight because I was winning. I swear to God.
Yeah, they're removing all this. This is a bunch of crap, Monopoly. We all say nay to this app. Let's just use the money. It's great. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and that is the fact today that makes your brain go. Another institution gone. I didn't expect that on my bingo card this morning. It's 6:37. We have a lot coming up in sports. What the Bears did, historic things the Chicago Bears did yesterday, so hang tight.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Well, again, the Bears made history yesterday. They are rolling. Wait till we tell you how they're going to win the Super Bowl in just about 6 minutes coming up here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Now, yesterday on the show, has just become a bizarre theme of working David Draymond's vocals from Down with the Sickness into montages. It started a month ago at the Super Bowl when I just casually recommended it would have been neat if maybe Disturbed joined Kendrick Lamar on stage for the halftime show. And Kendrick Lamar killed it, but I just like I like collabs. I just like them. And,
I don't know why that's funny, but it is.
I think most people seem to because they keep requesting them. Now, here's what it started with a month ago, and it got David Draymond on the show and possibly talking with the people of Kendrick Lamar to actually do a song in real life. This is not a reality show. This is real. It's happening.
This is not a reality show.
Just because of this 25 seconds that I made, that what it could have sounded like at the Super Bowl halftime show.
We get a weakness. Yeah. Bitch, sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Down with the tick. Sit down. Be humble. Down with the tick. Sit down. Be humble. Bitch, sit down. Bitch, sit down. Bitch, sit down.
Boy, that ages well. It's really good.
Ages well from a few weeks ago.
It's funny to say about your own work, too.
He had like that played at like the sock hop or something. And it still stands up, man.
1959, the first mashup of Down with the Sickness.
Ahead of
with,
his time.
Kendrick Lamar, see? Now, what that led to, many montages, led to this week, as Kenzie described her playing basketball, where she runs, stops, wiggles, and shoots. And it led to putting in David Draymond's vocals to Wiggle, Wiggle, Wiggle. Wonderful song.
You know what to do with that big fat butt. Oh, wow. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Just a little bit of.
Shake what your mama gave you. Misbehave you.
That's the best one.
A lot to chew on there.
Yeah, I like it.
Hold your beer for a second. Because once we played Wiggle with Disturbed, somebody then, well, now you got to do the Wiggles.
And you love the Wiggles.
So I do love the Wiggles with having a 2-year-old. She loves the Wiggles. She comes home and it just asks so nicely, can we watch the Wiggles, Daddy? So, Kenzie, I'm not sure if you're in a Wiggles phase with knowing the song Fruit Salad.
No, that's just the song from hell, so I just know about it.
Well, I think a lot of parents out there might get triggered when they hear the first opening part of this, but by request, I only do what you want. The Wiggles versus Disturbed. This is the mashup that somebody did ask for it. Here you go.
It's the Wiggles. Wiggles.
Oh, wow. Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy.
No, I'm sure the kids will love that. No questions.
You asked for it. There you go. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 Sports After Green.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.